Today, I am setting up a brand new notebook and I wanted to take you along to show you how easy it can be in OneNote. So stay with me. Well, hi everyone. I am Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. If you would like to know more about that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And if you learn anything new in today's video, I would like to ask you to give me a thumbs up, hit that like button to let YouTube know that we are producing content that others might enjoy seeing. Well, with that out of the way, let's get started on setting up that brand new notebook in OneNote. Now, as you can see here on my screen, I have one of my medical history pages up on the screen because today I'm going to be setting up a brand new notebook that is my medical health and wellness notebook. And I wanted to bring you along for the journey of doing that. It does not matter if you are setting up a planner notebook or a research notebook or a student notebook or a medical journal. It does not matter. The process in OneNote is the exact same. Okay, so you can take the information that I am sharing with you today and generalize that to any notebook that you would like to create. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I am using OneNote 365, which they just now call OneNote, and it is part of the Microsoft suite of programs, and it is actually free for you to use, so that's an extra bonus, I think. And I am currently using it on my desktop. Now, I love OneNote to be able to set up notebooks on my desktop because then I can access and utilize and alter those notebooks on my iPad or my tablet or my Android phone or an Apple phone. It doesn't matter what device you're using. You can access those notebooks that are stored in the cloud. Mine happen to be stored on OneDrive. They sync seamlessly from one device to the next. And with that in mind, setting up a wellness notebook in OneNote is great because if I am out and about at a doctor's appointment or something like that, I have access to all of my medical information right there in the palm of my hand on my phone. So I think that's a great idea. Let's get started. What you see here on the screen is my medical history page, and I created an entire video about how I created this page. If you would like to check it out, I will have it linked up above. I did make one modification from the earlier version of this, and that is this little block right here. I added a section to record my blood type. That was a recommendation from one of our followers here at A Crystal Clear Life, and I thought that was a great idea, so I went ahead and added that to the page. So if that was your recommendation, thank you very much. All right, now let's get started with corralling some of these pages into a brand new notebook. I happen to have some medical pages and some health and wellness pages scattered throughout all of the notebooks that I have, and I use OneNote for everything in my life. So as you can see here, I do have quite a few notebooks. Okay. All right. Well, my most current notebooks are up here on the top. And today I want to show you how to create a new notebook. So let's get busy doing that. Okay. The first thing that you need to do if you are new to OneNote and you don't really understand how things are laid out, first I want to explain to you that all of the notebooks that you have are listed here on the far left-hand side in this horizontal view that I am using, okay? All the notebooks that I currently have open. Now, there are other notebooks that I have created that are not open on my machine. If I click on more notebooks, that will show me those as well, okay? Once I am in a particular notebook, you see that there are sections across the top, and you can create as many sections for your notebook as you would like. The pages that go in each section are listed down here on the far right-hand side in this format, and I will show you how to add pages as we get started setting up our new notebook, okay? So it's just like a 3-ring binder that you would have used in school or that you may use for other projects, okay? So the hierarchy is very easy for me as a school teacher to understand because I have spent so much time in 3-ring binders. All right, let's get started making that new notebook. I'm going to come over here to the Notebook tab, and I am going to simply click on the plus button that says Add Notebook. When I do that, it's going to come up and say, where do you want to store that notebook? And as I said earlier, I store my things in OneDrive so that I can access them on other devices that I have. You simply can also store it on your local PC if you would like, but then the syncing between the other devices is not going to work. So I choose to store it on OneDrive. I've already signed into my OneDrive account. So what I need to do here is I need to give it a name. I am going to call this Medical, Health, and Wellness. Okay? So that's going to be the name of my notebook. And then all I have to do is click Create Notebook. And it says your notebook has been created. Would you like to share it with other people? At this point, I can either invite other people. In this case, I would invite my husband and my daughter to be able to see this notebook. Or I can choose to do that later once I get it set up. For today's demonstration purposes, I'm going to say not now, but if I were to invite people, when you click on invite people, it simply asks you to share their email information, and then it sends them an email saying you've been invited to share this notebook, okay? So it's that simple. But for today's demonstration, I'm going to say not now. And here I have on my screen my new Medical, Health, and Wellness notebook. And you see that it has a color right here that is red. And actually for a medical notebook, I kind of like it red. So I'm going to leave it that color. If I wanted to change the color, I could come down here to Properties. And looking at the properties here, I could change the name of the notebook that I wanted to. I could change the color to all of these colors that are here. I could change the location where that is stored. And I could also change the format if I wanted to do all of that, okay? I don't need to do any of that. Let's see, let's take it back to red. And we will say okay. And now I have my red notebook, all right? Now, what they do when you first start a new notebook is they give you one sample section, which is called New Section 1. And every time you create a new section, you get an untitled page so that you can start to use that section. It's like buying a notebook that already has a divider page and a sheet of notebook paper in that section. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to do. I want to show you how to add a new section. And how to change the name of a section. So new section 1, I am going to right click on that and I'm going to rename that. And instead of calling it new section, I am going to call it Crystal because I'm going to keep my medical records in here. And then I'm going to add a new section that I'm going to call Michael because I'm going to keep my husband's records in here. And I'm going to add a new section for my daughter. And I want to keep her records in here as well. And then I also have a section that I want to add that is just pages that I've created. Okay, so maybe page templates would be a good title for that one. Okay, now let's see, I can also change these colors. I don't think that Samantha would like her page being that color. So let's go down here and choose teal for that one. And maybe I want to make Michael's a dark blue, leave his blue, and I will make mine a purple color. All right. Page templates can stay green. I think that will work fine. Okay, so now we know how to create a new notebook and give it a name. We know how to add sections across the top. And again, I can add as many sections as I want. I can also reorganize these sections. So let's say I want to put my section here in the middle. I can do that simply by clicking on the section that I want to move, right click and hold, and then move that section to any location. See the small black arrow up here? That's telling me where the page is going to be, okay? Or where the section is going to be, all right? Since I have the most medical issues and I'm the one that's creating this notebook, I'm going to put my section back at the top, but know that you can always move those sections if you need to, okay? So that is the section portion of that. Now, because this is medical information, certainly privacy is going to be an issue, okay? You can put a password protection on a section of the notebook if you want, or you can put it on the entire notebook, okay? So up here on the menu, on the ribbon bar, if you go all the way down to review, you see under review that there is a place here for a password, okay? I am going to click on that, and you're going to see on the far right hand corner that there is a way to protect each section of the notebook. Okay, so if I want to, I can press set password. I can enter a password for my section, confirm that password, and say okay. Now you'll notice this caution here. It says if you lose or forget your password, OneNote will not be able to recover your data. Remember, passwords are case sensitive, okay? So if you are going to put a password on there, you need to make sure that you write it down, okay? Again, I'm not going to do that right now, A, because I don't want you to know what my password is, and B, I haven't finished setting up the notebook yet, okay? All right, so I'm going to say cancel, and I'm going to close this. Okay, now let's see. So I have now sections for each person in my family and some page templates. Now I need to start adding those pages to here, okay? So one thing that I can do is if, like I said, I have pages spread out through multiple notebooks. The most current ones that I've been working on have been in the month of May for my current year's planner. So let's go back there. And you will see under May that I have a medical history page, a medical appointment visit page, a doctor's contacts, I have wellness goals, and I have videos on each of those pages that I have created. Again, I will link those above, and I am creating a medical notebook playlist for you guys to see. But what I want to show you how to do is how to take these pages and move them to my new notebook, okay? So the medical history page is a blank template that I can use. The doctor's appointment is a blank template that I can use. My doctor's contact information is a blank template. And my goals is also a blank template. I filled in some of it for videoing just to show how it worked, but basically this is a blank template that I can use, okay? So I am going to hold down the Shift key and select all 4 of these pages at one time, and then I'm going to right-click those, and I'm going to say Move or Copy. When I say Move or Copy, this dialog box is going to come up and say, well, where do you want to move it to? And I'm going to go down here to all of my notebooks, and all the way at the bottom is my medical health and wellness notebook, okay? And I can click on the little plus sign beside there, and it's going to say to me, where would you like to move or copy those? Do you want to put them in your personal section, or do you want to put them under page templates? For today's purposes, I'm going to put them under page templates, and I'm going to say move them. Okay. All right. Now, I also have a couple of pages that I've been playing around with for the notebook, and I'm going to move those things as well. So a wellness stats page, a weekly and a daily page, and a blood sugar tracker. Now, if you think that you are interested in seeing how I created those pages, please leave me a comment below that says, yes, I'd like to see the blood sugar page. Go ahead and leave me a comment, and I'll certainly try to get a video up on that. But for now, I'm just going to move these files so that they're all in my medical wellness notebook. Okay. Now, I also have some things in my personal notebook. And in my personal notebook, I have the medical tracker that I was working on, and then I have some files that belong to my husband, my daughter, and myself. Okay, so what I need to do here is the same process. I need to right-click on the file that I want to move, click the Move button, say where I want it to go. In this case, I want it to go to page templates. But when I do these other pages off screen, the medical information for Michael will go under his section. Samantha's will go under her section, and mine, with all of my reports and everything, will go under my section as well. Okay, so choose the section that you want, say the word move, and then they're done. Now, when I go back to my medical health and wellness, if I click on the section for page templates, you now see all of these page templates that I have in here. So there's the medical history that I created. Here's the medical appointment that I created, and so on and so on. The doctor's contacts, the wellness goals, and all of that. Okay, so great way to keep track of those things. Now, if I wanted to use them and not get rid of them or not move them completely, I could always make a copy. Let me show you how to do that. It's basically the same procedure. So medical history, I can right click and I can say make a move or copy, and make a copy of this. And in this case, I'm going to go down to medical again, and I want to put a copy in my folder, and I'm going to say copy. Okay. Now that one stays here under page templates, but when I click over to my section, you see here I have the medical history page listed for me. And there it is. Okay. All right. So great way you can make things once and use them over and over again. Okay. All right. Now, I have talked to you about how to move sections around. I also want to show you that you can move notebooks around as well. Because I am currently working in my medical health and wellness notebook, I want to move it closer to the top of the list. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to right click over here on all of the notebooks that I have. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and find medical health and wellness. Then I'm going to right click on it and hold that. And you see that bar that's moving along? That's moving that notebook to the top of the list, or wherever I want it to be with that bar. Okay. I am going to currently put this notebook for now right under my Crystal Clear Life notebook, which I use every day. Okay. So now I have my life planner at the top, which I use multiple times during the day. I have my Crystal Clear Life notebook, which I use every day. And now I have my medical health and wellness because I'm trying to get that up to speed. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to say to you is if you are working on a notebook and you want to make sure that it syncs up to the cloud, there is a way to right click on that notebook and sync this notebook right now. So if I click this button, it will go ahead and start doing the syncing up to the cloud so that everything is the same. Okay. And you see the status here that it is syncing. It is creating that new notebook. So that's the basic way that you set up a brand new notebook. And remember, just because I am setting up a medical health and wellness notebook here in this video, this would apply to any type of notebook that you might want to set up. Okay? The procedures are all the same. Then let's say I have something that I want to add to this. Maybe there's something specific that I want to put in a section of the notebook for myself. I can always go up here to the add page, and that comes up with a completely blank page that I can use for whatever it is that I might need. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is putting links to things, okay? So one of the things that I was thinking about doing in this tracker is I want to create links that go to my current health and wellness pages, all right? So what does that mean? Well, let me show you what one of my current health and wellness trackers looks like, and then I'm going to create a link to that page. Now, I'm going to blur this information out because there is personal information on here that I don't want you to see. So I'm going to go to July in my health and wellness page for this year, and I'm going to take a look at that and say, yes, that's something that I want to be able to reference back in my my medical notebook. Okay, so what I can do, there's a couple ways I can do this. I can right click and say copy link to page. So I will do that. I now have a link stored. And if I go back to my medical health and wellness on this page, maybe I want to call this monthly health page index. Okay. And just for the purposes of today, I'm going to simply add a quick table up here. When I click on Insert Table, it's going to ask me how many columns. I only want 2 columns, and let's do 5 rows. And I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to say the month and the link. Okay. Make this a little bit bigger so it's very easy to insert tables. And I can say for the month of July 2023, I can then come and insert a link in this area. How do you do that? You go up to Insert and you click on the word link, click the link button, and I can put health stats, and I can put 7/23 for the date. And at this point I can hit paste, which will show me the address that I remember when I did copy link to that page. Or if I want to, I can come down here to my 2023 life planner. I can scroll down to July, and I can click my health and wellness planner, and I can say OK, and that inserts a link there for me. Okay, then to test it out, let's click on that. And when I click on that, you see that it takes me to my inbox page, which is the wrong page. So let's go back, and we will now see how to edit that link. So I'm going to go up here to right click and say edit the link. Okay, and instead of it being this, I'm going to delete that, and I'm simply going to go down here and choose July. And in July, I'm going to scroll down and find the July Health and Habits page and say OK. And then when I test it, then it takes me to my health and habits page. So you can create links and you can edit those links if things change or if you change what you want to put there. Okay. All right. So that works great. So far we have learned how to set up a brand new notebook. We have learned how to move that notebook up and down our notebook menu that we have. We've learned to add new sections, and we've learned to add new pages to those sections. We've learned how to copy or move pages from other sections or other notebooks into our new notebook. And we have learned how to add new pages, insert links, edit links, and all of that information in less than 20 minutes. Okay, so you can see how fast it really is to get yourself organized and start using OneNote. Okay. All right. Well, certainly, if you have found value in anything that you've learned here today, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to leave me a comment, please let me know what kind of notebook you are thinking about setting up in OneNote. You know, there are so many different kinds of notebooks out there. I have book journals and wellness journals and 5-year journals and recipe books and you know, you name it, planners for the last 3 or 4 years. So let me know what you're using your notebooks for. I would love to hear that. Well, I know this was kind of a short video, but we sure did cover a lot of things. And, I just love OneNote because of its ease. It's so intuitive for me. It's so easy to set up things and move things around. I just think it is absolutely fantastic. And that's why I use it for everything in my life. It is my life management tool, my second brain, my trusted source, all of those phrases that people use about their planners. This really is it for me, and I love it, love it, love it. Here's hoping that you can live a more simplified life through better planning. I use OneNote for just about everything. Until next time, okay, bye.